One of the most majestic creatures in the world is the bison, more commonly known as the buffalo. Alaska is home to a variety of bison, and now a large herd will be transferred to help them grow their numbers. Mike Schultz has more.
In 2003 and 2008, Alaska received wood bison, which are larger than a normal buffalo, from Canada. And since then, these animals have been living down south of Anchorage.
Wood bison were present in Alaska for tens of thousands of years, and they eventually disappeared in the early 1900s. The last sighting was in the early 1920s. Since then, Alaska has been without a grazer, which is one of the components of the ecosystem. Wood bison disappeared about the same time muskox did. Muskox were brought back to Alaska in the 1970s. About 23 years ago, the concept came up to restore wood bison to Alaska, and this year it's going to happen.
The number is a little over 130, and the goal is to move some of these creatures to the southwest part of Alaska.
And 100 of those are going to fly to the village of Shagaluk early in March on C-130 Hercules. As soon as the weather is good after March 22nd, we can fly them out. The restoration of wood bison to Alaska was based on the fact that the habitat is still there. Humans may have played a role in them going extinct in the first place, and because the animals are still available and Canada supports an international wood bison recovery effort. So the state of Alaska has taken on the responsibility of bringing them back to the state.
The idea behind this project is to protect the animals and allow them to increase their numbers.
Wood bison are currently on the endangered species list as threatened species. However, the state worked with the federal government to get a special rule under the Endangered Species Act, which designates wood bison in Alaska as a non-essential experimental population. What that means, among other things, is that the special protections that go along with the threatened species are not needed for wood bison, and that the special rule does allow hunting and other forms of take as needed to manage these animals. We also developed a management plan with representatives from Anchorage, Fairbanks, and the 4 villages in that area to determine how hunting will be allowed when the herd is large enough to provide a harvest.
Kathy says if everything goes right, she expects the herd will adapt and begin growing within 5 to 15 years. I'm Mike Schultz reporting.